Hi crafters, welcome back and thanks for joining me today. This is Jana with Purple Girl Crafts. Today we're going to make this Slimline Double Z card. When you open it up, it has the Z fold and then a little extra message on the inside. This card will lay flat for shipping. And on this little embellishment here, what I did, let me pick this up so you can see it. I just glued like 4 little hearts that I punched out from a punch. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to need is our scoreboard. And for our base piece of the card, this is going to be cut at 4 by 11. And then we are going to score this at 1.5 and 3. Next, we will need the other piece. This is the same color. This is going to be 11 by 2. We're going to turn it back on the 11-inch side, and we are going to score this at 3.5 and 5. So you should just have those 2 score marks. We need our mat, and this is going to be cut at 7 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then a layer on top of that will be 7.5 by 3.5. Next we need a mat at 5 3/4 by 1 3/4 and a layer, and this one I already stamped on it. This is 5.5 by 1.5 and I stamped everything on it. Next we need one piece, and this is 5.5 by 1.5, and this is for that extra little window on the inside, and you can score this in half. That would be 2 3/4, or you can just fold it in half, whichever one is easier for you, and then just fold that in half and then just crease that out. So we'll put that aside for now. We'll deal with that later. Next, 2 pieces, and these are cut at 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and again we'll need 2 of those. Then for the layers on top of those, we will need 2 pieces, and these are cut at 1 by 3.5. We'll need 1 piece, and this will be the mat layer, and this will be cut at 3 1/4 by 1 3/4, and then the layer on top of that will be 1.5 by 3. We need 1 piece at 1 1/4 by 1 3/4, and this is the mat layer, and then the layer will be 1 by 1.5. That's all the pieces that we're going to need, so we'll go ahead and remove the scoreboard. And we're going to work on the base of the card first, so you're just going to take that second score mark, fold it in, and then crease it out, and then take your first score mark, fold it the other way, so it'll be a mountain, and then the second score mark will be a valley. So you should have this shape here. Then you're going to take the other plain piece of paper, and you're going to do the same thing, fold it at the second score mark first, and then fold the other piece going the other direction. So this will be a mountain and a valley once you're done, and it'll sit like this. So this is the shape you will have. Okay. So we're going to work on the layers first. So I'm going to grab the mats and the layers. So the big piece will go on the inside card, and the pattern paper on top of that. Then the 2 smaller pieces, so we can grab these, will fit on these 2 pieces right here. So you have the mat and the layer. And you want to make sure your directions are all going the same way when you put on any pattern paper. And then for the smaller piece, it will be, the piece will go here, and I'm just laying these out so you can see where they're going to go. The one that stamped everything will be on the bigger side, and the last 2 pieces will get glued right into this last panel. I'm going to grab my glue and I'm going to glue all these down. So now that that is glued on, what we're going to do is we're going to put this bottom piece on the card. So I'm just going to line this up so it's even. I'm going to grab my pencil. And we're just going to make a mark just so we know where the glue should not go past. So I'm just going to put glue on this bottom piece. You could use tape if you wanted to. Again, I just like to glue because I could reposition if I get it off just a little bit. And I'm just going to line this up with the edge of the card. And then just secure that down. I'm going to turn it. And then I'm just going to push that just to make sure it's even with the edge. Using my bone folder just to push it. Then I'm just going to close the card on itself. And then we're just going to glue that piece down. So what you're going to do is just open this up. You're going to put glue on this last flap. And this is of that smaller piece. And again, just close the card on itself. Close the first one, the second one, and then just let that naturally fall into place. And then just push that down. And then I'm just going to, again, just push that glue out. So that is the basic design of the card. Now for the little window piece, we're going to put this right here on this very front panel. And what I did is I grabbed some hearts, and I'm just going to use my white glue, which is the glitter glue, and I'm going to glue about 4 of these together just to give it some dimension. And you could do more if you wanted. It just depends on how tall you want it to be. So when I squeeze these together, I'm squeezing it just so that the edges are lined up. And I'm just going to do, again, just 4 or 5 layers of this. Now that that is glued down, it's going to sit on the very front here. And looking at this, I think I want to do another piece of pattern paper. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper that matches the top panel, just so that it kind of, the card flows. So let's glue this down first. And again, this is just going to sit right in the center of there. And then this heart that we glued together is going to sit there. I'm going to take a piece of pattern paper, and this is going to be about 2 inches. So if I leave the heart there, it's going to be about 2 inches by 1 inch. So I cut a piece of paper off camera. And I'm just going to glue this right to the front here. I think it just makes the card flow just a little bit better. So first I'm going to glue down the heart. And then we'll glue this panel down next to it. I'm just going to try and make sure it's lined up top and bottom. And then just glue that there. Yeah, I like the way that looks. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to add the top embellishment. This is a cow and a dog that I drew together. And I'm just going to glue him, so I'm just going to put glue on his tail, and then on his backside and his legs. You want to make sure that you're not putting glue where it's going to hang over so it doesn't stick to the card. And I'm just going to place him just on the front. He's going to hang over a little bit because the card is not too big that it won't fit into a legal size envelope. So we'll glue him down. Make sure there's no glue on the back. Go slide him down just a little bit. Okay, that's the card so far. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to add some hearts just around the card since I've punched out some extra ones. And again, I'm just using an old Martha Stewart heart punch that punches about 7 hearts at one time. So I'm just going to grab my glue. I'm using the glitter glue again. I'm just going to put these down randomly on the card. If you wanted to, you could do these in layers too and glue a couple of them together so that it's got dimension. And then I open up the card and I'll put some more just on the inside. So we'll glue some also on the inside of the sentiment. And then I will glue one more right here on this side. So I want to thank you for joining me. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I enjoy making these videos to inspire you. Have a great day, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.